Hi partakers, welcome back to the show. Today for our first segment, What on Earth is That? We have a food called Mung Beans. So with Mung Beans, these are actually a type of pulses. And pulses just means things in the beans family. For example, peas, for example, beans, different types of beans, as you know. Now, these are also another version of beans. Smaller, yes, in size, but also very, very nutritious. They have a lot of iron embedded in them. They also have a lot of fiber. So they are very, very healthy, especially when it comes to helping you get enough blood in your body system to, just do the functions that the body has to do. So when you go next to the market, please endeavor to buy some. Don't just pass them by because they look like alien foods. They're actually very healthy. And try them. How we can use them is you could use them in salads. You can just get a few of them and then sprinkle over your salads, maybe kachumbari, and sprinkle a few mung beans. You could also use them as a sauce, cook them themselves as a sauce to accompany foods, maybe rice or posho or yams, whatever you'd like. You could also use them after a salad and using them as a sauce. You could also put them in smoothies, but just a little because they have somewhat a strong taste. So if you put so much, you may not be able to, take down the smoothie. Yeah, so you could try those even in pies, by the way, samosas. You could use them as a filling for your samosas and your pies. Instead of the regular meat, instead of the regular peas, you can have mung beans next time. When you try that out, let us know how it turns out for you. Aside that, let's go right into our question and answer segment. First question coming in from Jimmy Onen, and he was asking, what foods can a diabetic eat to manage his, as he's trying to manage his blood sugar? So we talked about the foods and the fruits, and they're very healthy, yes, but you need to avoid those that have lots of, like those that taste so sweet, because that will definitely show you that there's lots of sugar in there. But also try and eat food, if the fruits are available, try and eat those that are not so ripe. Look out for those also which have a substance. There are fruits that have some paste-like substance in them, especially when they're not very ripe. For example, mangoes, you can see some paste in them, white, even apples, even guavas. So look out for the fruits that actually have that paste-like substance is called pectin. So look out for fruits that actually have lots of that pectin, because it will actually help you to regulate or control blood sugar in your body system. Then also look out for fruits that have lots of fiber and lots of water content. So we're looking out for things like watermelon that has lots of fiber. We also spoke about mangoes again, but make sure they are not so ripe. Let them be semi-ripe. That would be the most recommended. Then we head on to another question from Malika 23. She was saying chewing gum is a bad habit for her and she doesn't know how to. She has tried to stop it, but in vain. So it's becoming a problem. Are there any ideas that she can use to combat or beat this addiction? Well, if we're trying to beat addictions, we need to keep our minds busy, because once your mind is busy, then somehow the things that you used to occupy your mind with are now changed, and so you don't focus so much on, I need to chew gum. So keep your mind busy. If it's music, if it's talking to other people, then do that. Another thing you could do is keep your mouth occupied as well, but with something aside gum. For example, we could have carrot sticks. You could actually put a ginger cube in your mouth, so that every time you want to put in a gum pellet, then you're able to sense that, I actually have ginger, and I should be, you're reminded that I need to be focusing more on eating other healthy things, or I'm trying to actually beat this addiction of chewing gum. So substitute the gum with other things, for example, ginger. Then we also need to keep in our minds that, I know it might be hard, but you need to know that addictions require commitment for you to beat. So if you want to try and fight an addiction, don't think it's going to just, you're going to snap out of it overnight. You have to be able to give it time, be patient with yourself, and just keep the focus. Try and look for things that motivate you, talk about the problem. Sometimes a problem a problem talked about is half solved. Yeah, so Malika, I hope that helps you. Then we have another question that came in from Eseza, and she was asking if it's better to eat semi-ripe fruits or actually ripe fruits. Well, you could actually alternate. Both fruits are okay, but only if you're not having them in excess. So alternate, sometimes have the semi-ripe fruits, sometimes have very ripe fruits. But you see, the thing is, in a day we're supposed to have about 3 or 5 servings of fruit and vegetables. So that means 3 to 5 different fruits in your day. Surely you can have some which are ripe and some which are semi-ripe within that same day. So you don't have to fuss so much about it. Just try and alternate both types of fruits, Cesar. Well, the other question, oh, and don't forget, Cesar, that we need to wash our fruits thoroughly well whenever we are about to eat them, or even as soon as you have stocked them, please wash them, because some people forget to wash them. So if you have washed them before you actually put them in the fridge or in that fruit basket, it would actually be very helpful. Then we have the second last question that came in from Glorious Bay. Glorious Bay is asking if snacking is actually good or bad. Well, with snacking, I know people have been sort of tuned to think that snacking means eating unhealthy things or eating lots of junk in between your meals. Basically, snacking is actually okay. It was initially brought about to be able to keep us going. So you have a snack in between main meals. Main meals is breakfast, lunch, supper. So in between those main meals, you're having a snack. So if I'm having a snack in between those main meals, it doesn't have to be as huge as the main meal, but it also should be able to keep you going up until the next meal, because long hours or long periods without food is also not healthy. It can slow down your body system and you'll not be able to function as well as you used to. So when it comes to snacking, please do snack. Do not be afraid to snack. But what matters is what you're actually snacking on. So look out more for healthy foods. Look out more for trying to diversify the types of foods you're eating. So don't focus so much on one type of food. For example, if you're snacking and we say dark chocolate is healthy, that doesn't mean Monday to Friday, in between breakfast and lunch, you're having dark chocolate. If you have a cube of dark chocolate today, you can have yogurt tomorrow. You can have maybe let's say a fruit the next day. So just alternate and try and make sure that you have different types of food, different types of foods. And remember, the portions are always smaller than what your main meals actually are. So please go ahead and snack. Also, long hours without food, like we said, can affect your body metabolism and slow you down. So try to avoid keeping yourself from eating for too long. Then we have the last question. Oh, that's so sad. That came in from Tim Sozi. He was asking if how he can feed his family of 5, because he hears about good feeding and that's exactly what he wants for his family. But the thing is, he feels things like chicken and fish are very expensive. And this is where again we come back to sort of destroy a misconception that everyone has, that most people have. People think that good feeding means expensive food, means animal foods, but good feeding can actually be also plant-based foods. Good feeding can mean beans. Good feeding can mean nuts. What you need to make sure of, what good feeding actually means, is having a balanced diet. So as long as you have a balanced diet, do not be worried that you're not having chicken for the kids, or you don't have milk for the kids, or you don't have fish for the kids. You can still rely on the budget that you have, fix foods that actually fit into that budget, and still have more plant-based foods because they're way cheaper most of the time, and then animal foods once in a while, as long as you can afford them. So the tips to being able to actually live on that budget is learn that feeding well doesn't mean animal foods only. So it means having a balanced diet. So as long as you have a protein, a carbohydrate, and vegetables in your meal, then you're good to go, my dear team. Also, paperwork has to be done. I know people think food is just as easy and simple as 1, 2, 3, put in the mouth, but you actually have to do paperwork, especially when it comes to the people that finance these food budgets in our homes. You have to be able to have planned, make up a menu for your home, maybe for the week or for the month. Also make up a budget for those particular foods, and then that will guide you onto what you're actually able to cater for. Another tip would be to actually involve your family members. If you're going to just put in your own assumptions of foods that everyone likes or can deal with, then you're going to put yourself in a box. But if you involve everyone, you'd figure out that you probably didn't know that your last born daughter actually likes mukene, and you were not putting it in there because you thought it's not a healthy food, it's for the poor, or just misconceptions people have. So involve your family members, ask them what they like, tell them what's on ground, how much you can actually afford, and that would help go a long way into helping you budget for your family. Saying your life only gets better when you do. So work on yourself and the rest will follow. If you are not working on yourself, then the rest will not be able to follow through and be good. So work on yourself first and the rest will follow later. If you work on your health, if you work on your food now, health will follow you. If you work on your mental health, and then definitely your mind will be free, and your body will actually follow as well. So work on yourself first and then the rest will follow through. If you'd like to connect with us, please get down to our Facebook page, Amanda Twewaze Nutritionist. We also have a food blog, still same names, amandatwewaze.blogspot.com. The number on WhatsApp will be running on the screen, so you can send in your questions there as well. Any platform you'd like to use, please use that. We also have a page on Instagram, that's Food Witness, so you can go there and see what we have in store for you. Otherwise, until next time, bye-bye.